Hell yeah.
Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another movie review. Tonight we're looking at a British folk horror, excuse me, on the Tygon label called Never the Sea Nor the Sand. But before we get into this, let's just have a quick look at the release. So here is the physical release of Neither the Sea Nor the Sand, a Tygon film on 88 film release in one of their wonderful slipcases. So let's open it. It's probably my favourite slipcase of theirs, to be honest. I think it's really nice. Good quality, amazing quality slipcase on these. So we've got the same artwork in the inside. It does come with a booklet. This is in Hampshire there. That's Frank Finlay. There's an essay by Andrew Graves. And there's credit about this restorations. We have the disc on Blu-ray, and it also comes with the reversible artwork, but I actually prefer the newer artwork. And that is the physical release of Neither the Sea Nor the Sand. Another mighty fine release on this Tygon label from 88 Films. This is probably one of their better ones. I mean, I do like the Italian collection and the slasher ones, but this one has a bit of class and style going for it. But is there any special features on it? So here we are at the main menu of Neither the Sea Nor the Sand. The special features on this disc: there's an audio commentary with John Hamilton and Jasper Sharp, audio commentary with Kim Newman, there he is, and Barry Forshaw, both the sea and the sand, an interview with actress Susan Hampshire, Jersey Journey, an interview with editor Norman Warnstall, where credits is due, an interview with standby property man Brian Lofthouse, slight return Stephen Thrower on Neither the Sea Nor the Sand, image gallery, and that's the special features. And the setup is just English mono, audio commentaries. So that is the special features on Neither the Sea Nor the Sand. Yet again, our Kim Newman makes an appearance on this. So yes, there is some good special features on this rather strange but wonderful folk tale. So let's get to the story. So this film stars Frank Finlay as a guy called Hugh and Susan Hampshire as Anna. And she's visiting Jersey. It starts off in Jersey. She's there on a trip, just visiting, getting away from her so-called estranged husband by the sounds of it. And she meets Hugh. And straight away, we see the film. They're out by this lighthouse. And there's this causeway that goes to this lighthouse, a bit like The Woman in Black, where it's covered by sea at certain parts of the day. And Hugh is explaining the history of this lighthouse and a bit of Jersey and his family history. And they seem to be attracted to each other as they explore the island. And he tells her that he's the last of his sort of family, along with his brother George. Um, and they seem to get on really well, and she automatically falls in love with him. Within one day, she wants to spend the rest of her life with him, this sort of thing. But it gets to the time where she has to return back home to her husband. So she gets to the ferry and starts to make her way back. But just as Hugh's walking away from the dock, we see her coming back up behind him, and she decides to stay. And as she's got nowhere to stay, Hugh takes her to his house where he shares it with his brother George. And George doesn't really like her too much. I think he looks upon her as an invasion of their sort of life, and he's the complete opposite to Hugh, who's supposed to be this handsome, rugged islander, and he's like a bit of a restrained sort of person. Um, anyway, they both get a bit fed up with, because George wants her out of the house. They don't want to hear the next day. So they decide to go to Scotland for a holiday, because apparently Hugh's family also owns a little place in Scotland. So off they shoot to Scotland. And again, they fall in love even deeper and stuff like this. And they're on the beach. A lot of this is set on different beaches, and they're on this beach, and she's sort of running away to get him to chase her. And he starts chasing her across the beach, and she's loving it, and he's enjoying the chase. And then she turns around and finds him laying on the beach, on the sand. And he's not responding to her at all. And so she runs off to the locals and gets them to come with a doctor. And they manage to come down to see him on the beach, and the doctor declares him as dead. And I think he says he's had an aneurysm and he's died. But then we see the next morning, when she's so devastated, that she's at the place in Scotland where they are staying, and we see this figure moving around the outside, and she opens the door, and it's Hugh. So, is he dead, or is there something a little bit strange without Anna? You need to watch it and find out. Let's get to the characters. Yeah, the characters are pretty cool. They are the main two characters. There are other characters throughout the film. We have a friend of of her on the island who seems to pester her, but I think he's a bit jealous because he quite fancied her as well, and so we meet him, and we meet this Scottish couple in Scotland who are trying to help. We meet the doctor, and we meet George, but most of all, it's about Anna and Hugh, and the characters are quite good characters. Anna's a bit of a wet lettuce, so she's a bit. Oh, okay, let's have a tomato juice. She's a bit like that. Well, should we have something to eat? Little bit more wine, ippy dippy. She's a little bit like that. She's a little bit of a wet lettuce. But they're both sort of like really good characters and played the film out really well to its devastating, depressing end. So let's get to the final verdict. This was amazing. This was really, really cool. I'm going to score it an amazing watch and give it a 9 out of 10. It is a 15 certification, hence the double A, because Adult Company was the equivalent of 15 back in the sort of 70s and 80s. It's 1972 film, I believe. 72, yeah, 1972. And it's a folk horror. It's got elements of like rural living and stories of rural living. We get a bit of history of like his family. We get this sort of like kind of witchcraft sort of thing going on, where we finally see that Hugh is being controlled by Anna, and to the devastation of George at some point in the film. But yeah, it's about an unquainted kind of love that's sort of like can't die even if one of them dies, sort of thing, or one of them doesn't want to believe that the other one's dead. But it's a really, really cool film, amazing film. Really enjoyed it. It was really gripping from right to the beginning to the end. It's not an action-packed film. It is a bit of a slow bone, but it's a very good story. It's a bit of a sort of folk horror film. I would class this as a folk horror because it's got lots of elements of that where we are in with the elements of nature, with the sea and the different beaches and with the rural settings and with their customs and with witchcraft. It's got everything going for it. Absolutely brilliant film. The pluses of the edition, it does look really nice. It's got some natural grain in it, which I really, really liked. And it just plays out really, really well. Some great photography. I do recommend seeing it if you haven't. If you have, let me know down below what you think of it. I really, really enjoyed the film. I thought it was a little... I was in an ahhing when I read the back. I thought, yeah, I don't know. But when I thought I'm going to try and get some of these Tigons, because that is probably my favourite cover of all the Tigons. I don't know why. There's just something about it I really like. I think it's probably The Lighthouse. Guys, check out some horror channels for me. Check out the Horror Geek. Please check out Sammy G's World of Cinema. Check out The Maniac. Check out Mondo. Check out Skin Crawler. Check out Grumpy Andrew's Horror House. And a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves. Look after one another. And I really hope I see you all soon.